The story begins with a man being hanged, where everyone is enjoying his death. Among the crowd are Kathy and her maid Nellie, where Kathy is also enjoying the spectacle. Nearby, a boy named Heathcliff is passing by with his father. Later, back at home, Kathy is crying over her broken toys when her father Earnshaw arrives and makes jokes about her mother, like how her hands were very large and she had a mustache and that Kathy would turn out the same way. Kathy begins to cry, and Earnshaw tells Nellie to toughen Kathy up, saying he is going to Ram, a place where he has business. After that, Kathy goes to Mrs. Burton's place, where she overhears Burton and Zillah talking about how her father has given shelter to a new boy who is hiding somewhere upstairs. She goes upstairs to find him. Meanwhile, Burton and Zillah ask Earnshaw about the boy, who he was, and what he was doing there. Earnshaw explains that the boy's father was going to abandon him on the streets, and he brought him home, saying the boy could stay as long as he wished. Kathy finds the boy hiding under the bed, frightened, and brings him to her father. Kathy gives him the name of her deceased brother, Heathcliff, and says she likes him very much. Nellie is jealous of him, and Zillah rubs salt in his wounds by calling him a bastard and taunting that he will never be a lady. Kathy is teaching Heathcliff to read, but gets very angry at him and leaves. Heathcliff walks away, but Kathy apologizes to him. However, Heathcliff tells her to leave, but Kathy says something that makes it clear she will never be far from him. After that, the two spend time together, walking, talking, and one day while roaming they get caught in the rain and arrive home late. Earnshaw is very angry because Kathy had come late on his birthday and had forgotten it. In the middle of his anger, Heathcliff takes the blame for their late arrival upon himself and is shivering. Earnshaw, furious, punishes Heathcliff with a whip. After this, Kathy comes to see him and is very sad. Heathcliff tells her not to be sad for him and that he is always ready to take beatings for her. With this, several years pass. Kathy tells Heathcliff that new neighbors have arrived, the Lintons, who are very wealthy. A week passes, and Kathy is restless that they haven't come to meet her, and she is very irritable. Heathcliff, after listening to her complaints, hangs her from a tree and walks away. In revenge, Kathy breaks eggs on his bed. The next day, Earnshaw is going to meet a solicitor. At that time, Kathy learns that her father had punished Heathcliff 2 days ago, and she is very angry. That night, she tells Heathcliff that the meeting with the solicitor did not go well, and they have lost everything. Kathy is very cold, and they have no firewood left, so Heathcliff breaks a chair to light a fire for her. The next day, while walking, Kathy spots the Lintons' house and walks close to it, where she secretly listens to Isabella and Edgar Linton's conversation from over the wall. Isabella spots her and thinks she is a ghost, but Kathy falls down while climbing, and Edgar helps her. Edgar sends a letter to Earnshaw, saying that Kathy is in his care because she had sprained her ankle. Earnshaw is very happy hearing this, thinking something could happen between Kathy and Edgar. But hearing this, Heathcliff is very worried and waits for her return. 6 weeks later, Kathy comes back well-dressed and looking very refined, and everyone is happy to see her looking so good. But Heathcliff does not go to meet her, so Kathy meets him herself. He is angry with her and tells her he is no longer the child who always played with her, and asks her to leave. That same night, Kathy cannot sleep because of his words, and goes near Heathcliff's room, where from above she sees Joseph and her maid being sexually intimate. At that moment, Heathcliff covers her eyes from behind. Kathy is shocked seeing all this and walks away. The next morning, she cannot meet Heathcliff for breakfast, and going far away from there, she pleasures herself alone. Heathcliff is looking for her and finds her pleasuring herself. Kathy is very embarrassed, but Heathcliff confesses his love for her and pulls her close and is about to kiss her, but Kathy refuses and walks away. Outside, her father is creating a scene due to his illness, while Nellie tells Kathy that Edgar has come downstairs to meet her. Kathy tells him she is not in a condition to talk, but Edgar requests her to listen to him. Kathy then tells Nellie that Edgar wants to marry her, and she has said yes, but she is crying and says she already loves Heathcliff. Nellie tells her to be quiet and forget Heathcliff. Just then, Nellie notices Heathcliff coming, and as Heathcliff hears their conversation, Kathy deliberately plays a game with Nellie, saying she loves Edgar and is going to marry him. But in the middle of this, Kathy says that if she marries Heathcliff, she would become a beggar. Heathcliff, hearing this, leaves in anger. But Kathy wanted to use the marriage money to free Heathcliff from her father's power. However, Heathcliff rides away on a horse in anger, away from Kathy. The next day, Kathy learns from Joseph that he has left, but she waits for him because she believed he would never leave her. But a year passes, and Kathy finally agrees to marry Edgar, goes to his house in her wedding dress, and the two kiss, beginning a new chapter of their lives. Isabella is very happy about Kathy's arrival and has ordered many clothes for her. Edgar has decorated her room according to her taste. With this, weeks and months pass, and Kathy tries to live like them, dressing like them, adopting their lifestyle, their manners. But from inside, Kathy feels hollow. as if she is only alive in Heathcliff's memories. She does not love Edgar. Many years pass, and she asks Nellie what is going on. But Nellie tells her she has a home, warm clothes, and food, and that is what is right. At Christmas, Kathy returns home and learns that Zillah has left Joseph, and her father is in very bad condition, living alone because he has no money for a maid. He scolds Kathy and also says that she could help her poor father a little. But Kathy refuses, because she knows he will waste the money on gambling. As he taunts her for not visiting in so many years, she goes to him in anger with money. But seeing her father take it, she breaks down and returns to Edgar, who comforts her. A few days later, Kathy gives Edgar the news that he is going to become a father. After he leaves, just as Kathy sits on the bed, she hears the sound of eggs cracking and understands it was done by Heathcliff and goes outside to find him. Finally, she spots Heathcliff, who has changed a great deal, and she embraces him tightly. She sees he has become wealthy now, and she introduces him to Isabella and Edgar and is very excited about his story. But Heathcliff refuses to tell them and informs them that he is now their neighbor because he has bought Wuthering Heights. Meanwhile, Isabella starts liking Heathcliff, but Kathy speaks very badly of him and says he will not like her, which makes Isabella very angry, and she breaks Kathy's dolls. Just as Heathcliff and Kathy are talking, Heathcliff learns from Kathy that Isabella likes him, and to make Kathy jealous, he says he will date or even kiss Isabella. Kathy tries to stop him, to which Heathcliff tells her she has a husband. Kathy says that since he came back, she has been talking to him nicely, and now this argument is because of you. Heathcliff reminds her that she had rejected his love, and says there can be no reconciliation between the two of them. That night, Kathy tells Edgar that from now on, Heathcliff will not be invited, which makes Isabella very angry. On the other side, Earnshaw is happy about Heathcliff's arrival because he thought he would get money from him, but he insults him by saying he will always be Kathy's pet animal. A few days later, Kathy gets the news that her father has passed away, and she rushes to him and starts crying. After that, she is returning in the rain when Heathcliff follows her to save her from the cold. The two take shelter somewhere, and there, Kathy asks him why he left. Heathcliff tells her the truth, that he had heard her say marrying him would degrade her. But Kathy tells him he hadn't heard the whole conversation, and that she loved him. Heathcliff says she herself had pushed them apart. No one else did. But he has come back, and the two kiss. Heathcliff says he will not stop loving her for any reason. They then go to Earnshaw's funeral, where Nellie sees Heathcliff and Kathy holding hands. The two are now secretly spending time together, becoming intimate, and Kathy is cheating on her husband with Heathcliff. She starts going to meet Heathcliff secretly every day. But one day, Nellie asks her whether Heathcliff knows about her baby. Days pass like this, and when the two are talking, Kathy says she wishes she could go back in time and not have said what she said that day. Heathcliff tells her that Nellie had seen them. Hearing this, Kathy tells Nellie to find a new employer, because she had found out that Nellie had deliberately not told her about it. But before leaving, Nellie goes to Edgar, where Edgar tells Kathy to stop meeting Heathcliff, and walks away. Heathcliff waits for her, but Kathy cannot come because of Edgar. Suddenly, someone knocks on the window, and Kathy goes outside on the pretext of a bird, and Edgar senses something is different. Outside, Heathcliff had come to meet her and starts kissing her. Kathy asks him to leave because her husband is there. Just as Edgar asks her to come inside for the sake of their baby because she will catch a cold, Heathcliff learns she is pregnant. The next day, Kathy tells him the child is Edgar's, which she had confirmed before his arrival. But Heathcliff tells her it doesn't matter to him and he wants to always be with her, and starts becoming intimate with her. Kathy stops him and says the two of them have waited too long and they need to stop, and she leaves. Heathcliff then goes to Isabella's room and starts seducing her, telling her he will be rough and cruel with her and will marry her, but only to make Kathy jealous, and asks if she agrees to all this. But Isabella, blinded by love, accepts all his conditions, and the next day the two go to court and get married. Hearing this, Kathy is devastated and remains very sad. Meanwhile, Isabella writes a letter to Nellie, saying Heathcliff is a monster, cruel, like a beast, who is using her just to play games. Nellie, whom Edgar had forbidden to leave the house, is burning all of Heathcliff's incoming letters and manipulating Edgar so that he can keep Kathy under control, and had locked her in her room. Heathcliff is frustrated that Kathy's response is not coming, and he tells Isabella to write one more letter to her. A few days later, Nellie comes to meet her and sees Isabella being kept like a dog by Heathcliff. He is tormenting her and controlling her with his gestures. Nellie wants to take Isabella home, but Isabella herself says she is at home. Heathcliff keeps making Isabella write letters, but Nellie burns them before they reach Kathy.